Why, hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? It's me again. And again, I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to embolden you. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to inform you. I'm here to educate you. I am here to inspire you. I am here to motivate you. I'm here to build you up. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to bring and give you peace. I'm here to bring and give you hope because I am here to bring, give, and tell you the truth. Let me explain to you how I operate. I do not talk about anything that I myself will either one, not do, or two, do not agree with it. Because if I do either, all I'm doing is I'm shaming, uh, I'm mocking, I'm ridiculing, I'm cutting down. And I realize that by talking about something that I would not do, I am giving whatever that is my voice, my platform. Because I'm spending my time talking about something that I don't even do, that I don't even agree with, when I should be talking about something that I do, that I do agree with, that I know is the right, correct thing to do. That way, I ensure that my voice will never be stolen from me. Now, that's what I'm going to encourage you all to do. That's the game that you all get baited into playing. The paradoxical situation. And they're doing with everything, even with shoes. Shoes, for crying out loud. It is totally, completely irrelevant, insignificant, pointless, and meaningless what kind of shoes anybody has on, let alone the First Lady. And what you also have to understand is that these people are going, no matter what is said, no matter what is done, no matter what in this instance is worn, they are going to find some kind of fault in it. Period. Simply because, well, they need to find fault. They need to tear down because that's what they do. They mock, they berate, they belittle, they attack. Mm, you're seeing it. So what that means is every time you point out the fact that they made us that they every time that you say, should I say, every time that you sit there and say, they are so what business is it? Why are these people pointing? Why are these people doing this? She changed shoes when she got there. They just stole your voice. And then others have gone further and found a picture. I just saw a picture in the group. It was funny as all get out. The guy was like, What is that?" Talking about what he had on his feet. That's a dude. I mean, that's anyway. Bigfoot. Mm. What? Well, you all didn't say anything when she wore this. So why are you saying something about it when Melania wears it? Because they don't like them. That's their job. They wish that the ground would open up and swallow them whole because they're draining the swamp. Because they're actually doing. They're setting people free. Period. Now, the next thing that everybody's having a cow about, and again, the stupid little people in a stupid little box are promoting it. The FBI says that the general public is not concerned about Hillary Clinton's emails. Again, folks, look, don't lump everybody in to one thing. Not everybody. Do you represent everybody at the place wherever it is that you work? No, you don't. You don't even represent everybody in your house, in your home, in your family, on your block, in your neighborhood. You only represent what you stand for. Period. And there are a bunch of bureaucrats inside these agencies. They're control freaks. They're the threat. And they came out and said that simply to, well, get you talking about it. What that means is they are looking into Hillary's emails, is what that means. See, that's remember how they operate. They operate underneath the law of the jungle. The majority wins. So if all the news agencies come out and say, well, the general public, we took a poll. Yeah, you all are real good with those polls, you lying media. Y'all have been so correct with your polls. Well, we took a poll and nobody cares about it. Mm-hmm. All the control freaks don't care about it. It's irrelevant. At some point in time, you have to trust. At some point in time, you have to trust that we are a country of laws. That there is somebody who stands for law and order. I know that there is. You're looking right at him. I stand for law and order. So if I know I stand for law and order, I know that there are others who as well stand for law and order. Makes perfect sense. They're trying to get you to doubt the law, doubt the system, doubt the powers that be, to make it look like that, well, this isn't working, so we have to try a whole new thing. Because remember, America is known as the great experiment. It's the only great experiments that actually worked. The constitutional republic. We're the only one like it on the face of God's green earth. Many have tried to they haven't tried to duplicate it per se. They said, well, we don't like this because, well, they like to control. They like some kind of control. And again, anybody with flesh and blood is capable, without knowing your creator, without having a good relationship with your creator. The flesh wants to rule over. Man wants to rule over. Man wants to establish a pecking order. Man wants to prove himself. I'm talking about male and female human beings. Okay? Plain and simple. There has to be somebody better. There has to be a top dog. when there is no pecking order. Period. We are all unique, one of a kind, free will individuals. We have our own meaning, our own purpose, and our own unique, individual, one of a kind, free will value is we are all priceless. All by ourselves. Period. Not says another man. No. Man's not going to tell you that. Not says a political organization, because they're definitely not going to tell you that. Not says a religious organization or a church organization. So says your creator. Period. Again, read the book. Okay? Because if somebody else gives you your value, then that means someone else can take your value away. What I have, no man gave to me, which means what I have, no man can take away. So says my creator. And again, the stupid little stick redhead starts popping her head back up. Again, just to get you all talking about him. Irrelevant, insignificant, pointless, meaningless. You are giving them your voice by talking about how stupid they are. You're giving them your voice. If we would all take all of our voices and point it at everyone who has taken an oath, because again, folks, let me clue you in on this. They took an oath to you. To you. To serve you. To enforce the laws that you, as a law-abiding citizen, have agreed to live by and are living by. You want to drain the swamp? Hold them accountable. Demand that the laws be enforced, which again is why the counterfeits, the fakes and frauds come out in the FBI and say, well, the general population isn't worried about it because they know who's really in charge. See, they've been listening to President Trump. Have you? He's been telling you who's in charge. You are. You, me, we, law-abiding citizens, are the ones in charge. So instead of talking about stupid people that have already proven that they are incapable of telling the truth, incapable, they are liars. Their only agenda is to get off scot-free. That's their only agenda. Period. That's their goal. To try to get off. To try to cut corners. To try to manipulate and control. To convince you that they aren't a bad person. That's too late for that. See, again, I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. Once it has been documented that someone has lied to me, nope. Sorry. I'm never going to trust you again. I'll be nice to you. I'm not going to cut you down. I'm not going to drag you through the mud. Because I know it's only a matter of time before somebody else is going to see that, well, you're a liar. I'm just not going to trust you. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can be hurt by you because, hello, nobody likes to be lied to. A perfect example, we'll just call it an entity. That way you don't know if it's a person or if it's a business or whatever. I was working with an entity for several years. Well, the entity was very, very slow at paying their bills, paying me what was owed me. And every year, I would say, look, hello, I'm gonna need. You're really. There's gonna come a point in time when I'm just gonna say I'm out of here. Nobody likes to be, you know, you've got you've got no problem paying your bills, but all of a sudden you got a problem paying me. I'm one of your bills. Hello. So this entity owed me money from for months. And then the next time that they needed me again, the entity, fully knowing that the entity owed me money, contacts me and says, did you ever get your money? Are you stupid? See, that is a manipulation and a control tactic. That's a carrot. We're going to keep stringing you along. We are in control. Well, you're about to get your tiny little irrelevant, insignificant, pointless, meaningless feelings hurt. I've only told you multiple times on multiple occasions what would happen. Well, it's about to happen. So I told said entity, you know very well that I have yet to receive the money that is still owed to me. And then here comes the dangling the carrot. Well, you know, this is starting to come up. We just had our first blah, 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 blah. In other words, well, hey, oh, we'll get that to you. Just come start digging another hole for yourself. And I said, you know what? Why are you calling me? What? I said, why are you calling me? Because they wouldn't just come ask me. They had to be very vague. So they had to make it look like that. Well, you're agreeing to do it. Light bulbs coming on. I said, why are you calling me? Oh, you're calling me because such and such and such and such is about to get going and you need me again. Well, guess what? Guess what, Mr./Mrs. Entity? You still owe me from last year. So pay me for last year first. Then, if you want me to go do any more work for you, then you are going to pay me in full up front because I am tired of having money dribbled out to me after the fact, after I've done the work. Now, personally, I don't care what in the world you do. I don't care if you give me the money I don't care if you pay me the money that is owed to me because or don't. I don't care because you are not my source. My God is my source. And guess what? If you never pay me, don't even think about picking up the phone and contacting me for anything. Period. Because if you never pay me, you will never hear from me. You won't even see my shadow pass by your little location ever again. Thank you. Have a nice day. Click. hung up the phone. That's what needs to happen, folks. That's what you need to do. You need to stand and stop having these people manipulate you and control you and steer you down a road. But you didn't get your money. They're not my source. They're not my source. Could you use the money? Well, who couldn't use money, for crying out loud? Of course I could. But I put the axe. The word of God is clear. The word of God is true. It's called putting the axe to the root of the problem. You want me around? There's a difference between a friendship and a business relationship. Okay? I can be your friend all day long, but I ain't going to show up and do business with you because you don't pay. How about that? Call me. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care because I don't need to. You are the one who didn't do what they said that they were going to do. I did everything that I was required to do, even above and beyond. Now you need me again. Well, I told you that this day would come. If you don't meet my standard, these are my requirements. If you want me to show up, you can go out and find somebody else. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Time is money, honey. Period. Business is business. Haven't heard from him since. So what you need to do is you all need to do that. Stop taking the bait. Stop talking about things that are completely irrelevant. Take all of that attention, all of that focus, and point it to those who put the axe to the root. Turn up the heat. Give them something to talk about. Start holding these people accountable. Stop suggesting that somebody else go do something and you yourself start doing. Use your voice. Do not give them your voice by talking about how stupid they are. That's the only reason why they're acting stupid. If you stop talking about how stupid they are and use, instead of talking about how stupid they are, which we already know, it's called beating a dead horse. Hello? We already know how stupid they are. Instead of doing that, talk about, if you're too afraid to hold these people accountable, then just simply talk about the good things that are happening. One of my Facebook friends had one post today. He's a media guy. Had one post that did just that. One post out of all the other stuff that he posts. One good post. It was a picture of a truck, a big Caterpillar truck, going through the waters of Houston with men and women, white and black, lined up on the side of the truck. It was like if the truck was just coming right at you. And you were seeing it coming at you this way. And he said the very correct thing. I don't see any hoods. I don't see any masks. I don't see any clubs. All I see is Americans helping out other Americans, black and white, because they were all in the same boat. Now, a lot of people, that's exactly what needs to be said. That's the truth. That is America, I believe he went on to say. And I agree with that 100%. And then he follows it up with the next few posts, which are just talking about stupid people. You were doing just fine. You were doing just fine. But now you got to sensationalize. You got to talk about. You got to beat up. You got to become what you despise. Stop it. Oh well. Hey, I'm not mad at you. Which of course is why I don't call anybody's name out. Am I mad at the people who refuse to pay me? Of course not. I'm not mad at them. I just don't have to deal with them. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm not going to go down there and make a scene. That's what they want me to do. No, they had to explain why they didn't pay me. They had to explain why I'm not around. Not me. No sweat off my chin. I didn't ask them. They came and asked me. Find somebody else. Find somebody else. I'm quite sure there's somebody else. You can nickel and dime them to death. Period. So stop nickeling and diming yourself to death by talking about the little stick people, talking about stupid things, talking about shoes. Well, so and so did this, and so that's a tit for tat thing. Stop it. It's irrelevant, insignificant. First of all, the First Lady did not take an oath. The First Lady does not take an oath, has not taken an oath. So it really doesn't matter what in the world she wears. And again, you have to remember that there are people out there that just utterly despise. If you don't believe me, just look at the trolls. The trolls always have something vile and venomous to say. Cussing does not do anything except degrade you. It shows exactly. I don't care who you're cussing out. Using profanity. Using expletives, deletives. Doesn't make it's sensationalism. Calling somebody a blankety blank blank, a stupid blankety blank 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 blank, doesn't make them any more stupider than they already are. You're shaming, you're mocking, you're ridiculing. You are the problem. Stop it. Focus that energy, take that energy and focus it on talking about good things. Talking about positive things. Again, you got a problem talking about different races, then fine. Then just talk about the good things that President Trump is doing, the good things that it is accomplishing. And just watch all the other stuff go away. Jesus told Peter the same thing. I'm not telling you anything that Jesus wouldn't be telling you. Peter said, "Oh no, but they can't do that. They're this, that, and the other. They were offended. Aren't you afraid that you offended them?" Jesus said, "They're the blind. Let them be. They are the blind leading the blind, and both will end up in the ditch." No, it's time to do again what Jesus said to do. If they reject what you've got to say, if they won't hear it, if the house or city won't hear what you have to say, then just shake the dust off your feet. Meaning don't take anything from that. Don't sit there and argue with them. Shake the dust off your feet. Don't take any of that hard-headedness with you. And leave. Don't come back. Just leave. Let them sit there in their own little wallow. That's what I'm going to encourage you all to do. Stop. Don't talk about something that you yourself would not do or do not agree with. Otherwise, all you are doing is giving your voice, giving your platform away to something that, one, you wouldn't do, and two, you don't agree with. Just saying.